Welcome to Your Visionary Podcast. This podcast is specifically for you and your vision. Get ready to grow. Let's go.
Life is in the detour, So every detour we experience, that's an opportunity to learn something.
You sell yourself. Doesn't matter if you're selling ice in Alaska or if you're selling sugarcane in Haiti. They're gonna buy from you.
And all of this knowledge is in captivity when it should be out in the world. He couldn't believe that I had 25 years, but the way I carried myself, you'd have thought I had 25 days left.
We try to be something so great, and we forget that we're just being humans. We're human beings, And it's like we're enough right here.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Visionary CJ here. Can't wait for y'all to hear this next episode. I recorded it down in Miami while I was attending Grant Cardone's 10X Growth Conference. It was an amazing weekend. I learned some important information, and I took a whole bunch of notes from some amazing speakers, and I put it all into an ebook just for you guys. And so if you want access to that, go to yourvisionarypodcast.com/10x. You'll be able to download the ebook for free. And I have some amazing content on there from amazing people such as Steve Harvey, Damon John Maxwell, and of course Grant Cardone himself. And so this episode coming up is a little noisy because we were in a public place, but it's awesome content, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. And once again, that website is yourvisionarypodcast.com/10x. Go check it out. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Your Visionary Podcast. Today we have a special episode. We're in Miami, Florida. We just left 10X Con, and we have my brother Brandon Pack. How you doing, boss?
I'm doing well, man. Glad to be here. Yeah, go ahead. You go.
Cool. Awesome, man. If you don't know, Brandon's my friend from iComeUp Marketing. We met on Instagram, partnered up together, and now here we are. And so, you know how we start this off, we always ask, what is your purpose statement?
So, like my quote, my purpose statement, I would say is not by chance, but by change. And what I mean by that is, and you heard it multiple times in the growth conferences today, it's like, dude, if nothing changes, right? So no change, nothing crazy, nothing amazing will happen to you by chance. It's just not going to happen that way. It's going to require some sort of change, some sort of shift for you to, level up or whatever the next goal may be. Yeah,
and that's dope. That's really dope. And from what I hear, it's about action. To take that change, you got to make action. And so, tell us a little bit about your background. What caused you to make change, and what changes did you have to make in life to get to where you are here?
Yeah. So, let's just start with college, right? Because I'm assuming that's where most of your audience is. So I went to school for 2.5 years at Coastal Carolina University in South Carolina. I was a marketing major, I was a finance major, I was a marine science major, right? Something new every single semester. Yeah. But I was in a fraternity and, doing the college thing, right? Most college kids, I'm going out 4 or 5 times a week, I'm drinking, I'm doing the wrong thing. And dude, there was, it really wasn't like a point that it was just, I woke up, there was nothing that triggered that response. It was just one day I woke up and I was like, no more, right? Yeah. And so, it wasn't at that point where I decided to drop out of school, right? That came, like sophomore year at some point. But, and this is the problem for most people is you're in school, that's all you've got. You know what I mean? Like it's all it's all our generation knows is if I'm not in college, then, something's probably wrong with me or I'm doing something wrong or I'm not going to be successful. Mm-hmm. And, we have to figure out a way to educate ourselves and educate, the coming generations that dude, I'm sitting here and I'm not in college and I'm making more than, 90% of the people who graduate. And that's not an egotistical thing because, I'm not even really that, you know what I mean? Like I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm not a billionaire yet. Mm-hmm. So even the money that I'm making is really still no money. But for people like us, we have the opportunity to grow. Our own income, and it's up to us to do that. Right?
Yeah. Just let everybody know, how old are you?
I'm 22. Just turned 22.
Awesome, 22, and I turn 23 next month, so we're still fairly young. And one point you hit on, bro, one quote that I live by is, formal education makes you a living, but self-education makes you a fortune.
Exactly.
Right, and so it depends on, your dreams, right? And a lot of people have millionaire dreams, but they don't have millionaire work ethic. And it's about putting in that work to really get to the level you want to get to. And so once you decided that, you woke up and said no more, what was the next step for you?
So the next step for me was I was waiting on opportunity, right? And this is a dangerous thing to do is just sit and wait. Lucky enough for me, I got cold called. Jeremy called me. I was actually working a valet job, right? I was on the job when he called me. pitched me on the affiliate program. It's like $1,000. Bro, I come from, small town. I didn't never understand social media. I had an Instagram account, but what this dude was talking about, I was like, what the hell is he talking about? But again, I'd had that moment where I was like, okay, I want something. And so rather than letting another opportunity pass me by, I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. I had no idea what it was, really. Had no idea if it was going to work. I spent my last $500 to join the company. It was all I had. And then, for someone like myself, bro, I've been paying my own bills since I was, 18 years old, paying my own rent. And so when you do something like that, you put yourself in a position where, dude, if you fail, like if you don't go out and hustle, you don't make money, you die. And like that's what it takes. You gotta put your back against the wall, because when you have a plan B, you're gonna go with plan B. If plan A doesn't work out, the easiest, of course you're gonna go with plan B if you have a plan B. Right? So what I did was just like, all right, fuck it, I'm not gonna have a plan B. So I dropped out of school, and here we are.
Here we are. That's an incredible story, and everybody has their own story. We're not influencing you to drop out of school, right? Right. But everybody has their own story, and it's just about realizing where you are in life. If you realize that you're going down a path that's not where you want to go, or not going to get you to where you're going to go, then you got to change it. That's it. And so once you you said Jeremy Cole called you, right? And you kind of just put you in the process after then, What are some action steps that you took? And was it like in order of books, courses, some people you started hanging around that really taught you some gems? Talk about that.
Lucky enough for me, bro, Cody Kearns was there in Myrtle Beach with me for the 6 months that I was in Myrtle, right, before we were down in Miami. So for me, it was spending every single day with him, right? Literally every single day, hanging out at a coffee shop, doing, I was doing a couple grand in sales, but I became coachable, and that's something that I had to become adjusted to, was staying coachable, because I was the man in high school, I was the man in college. Couldn't nobody tell me shit, right? But when it comes to making money and in business, dude, it's a whole different game. So it's like I had to put my ego in reverse and be like, okay, dude, I'm gonna pick up on everything that this dude says, everything that they do, and just make it my own, right?
Yeah, that's real. And just like, one of the most famous quotes, your network is your net worth. You have to, if you want to be successful, be around successful people, right? And so what advice would you give some college students, if they want to be successful, but they don't have, Cody Kearns, in their network? What are some ways they can really go get that?
So, here's the thing. Everybody knows somebody with money, right? I don't care who you are. You know somebody with money. Wow. If you want to make money, there's only one way to get it, and it's getting around people with money. Now, whether that be in person, whether that be on the internet, whether that be, in your professor, whatever it is, get around people with money. Stop taking advice from people who haven't done what you want to do yet. Wow. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real. And one thing you said, professors, I know some professors who have side businesses making, millions, but they're teaching because they love, students.
Yeah, I also know some professors who teach business who've never owned a business before.
Exactly, and go both ways. But that just, you have to network with your professor, learn about their lives. You
have to not pay attention to the people that you're around, but pay attention to the people that you're around, because they can be a really negative influence, or you could be sitting on a field of diamonds and never even know it. Right?
Yeah. That's crazy. And one thing that I really took away from the Growth Con, because we're going to get in that, he said, Grant said, don't be afraid to look stupid. When you're trying to be successful, you're trying to reach somebody successful, don't be afraid of looking stupid, doing stupid things to get their attention. What's something, the craziest thing you've done to get a client, or just to reach a goal?
The biggest thing for me, and for a lot of people, dude, is just putting my face on the camera. For a lot of people, it doesn't come just as comfortable. Some people have the blessing to just, you interact with it great, but some people are just like, I don't, I've never done that before. I'm not that person. I don't want to talk too much, because I'm a humble dude. I'm not going to go out, and I still, to this day, bro, I only post, 2 or 3 times a month on Instagram. I don't have to do because I would rather do this, right? I would rather have the conversation, and that's the missing, that's the missing link, is people don't understand that you use this to get here. This is where the opportunity happens. This is the key to getting there. Right.
Yeah. So true. And speaking of that, on that topic, talk about how valuable our phones are. Besides just going on there looking for entertainment, looking at other people's highlights, looking at other people's lives. Talk about some value that you can gain from using your phone.
I mean, what you're talking about, watching other people's stuff, watching other people's content, that's great. Like, you can, obviously watching the right content, being educated and not entertained is the big difference. But the biggest thing is, dude, this is the most powerful weapon in the world. You can literally do whatever you want with that thing. And what are they going to do? That's just like social media, dude. You can post whatever the hell you want to on there. Yeah. What are they going to do?
Right.
They might take it down. So what? Do it again. Right? Yeah. So, it all comes back to connecting and networking, dude. This phone connects you to basically every single person in the world. Yeah. All you got to do is pick up stop scrolling and start dialing. Literally, it's so cliche, but like, dude, you want to make some money? You want to have any sort of influence? You got to talk to people. Yeah,
you have to talk. And I know some people are thinking like, I'm scared. What if they reject me? What if they don't pick up? What if? What if? What would you say to that?
Dude, I didn't. Okay, first off, you can hear it in my voice. I'm from a town in North Carolina with a population of like 3,000 people. Okay, no way in hell. Even 2 years ago, I would have thought that I would be banging sales calls on social media. I used to hate Instagram, but it was because I didn't understand it, right? And it's because you see all the people and you get caught up in, oh, this dude's got this, I don't like that, yada, yada, yada. But you're still watching it. You see what I'm saying? So, what if, and that's something that, like, you Norak, if somebody doesn't want to take action on something because what if, no matter how much we tell them, dude, it's gonna be on them to make that decision. I can't make you, just like Ryan was saying, I can't give you empathy. Well, I can't give you, I can't instill the fire that I have inside of me. Like, I can't just give you that, right? Yeah. Like, that's something that you have to initiate and keep lit on your own.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. And then when it comes to just getting it lit, you have to find that fire first. And I feel like the fire sparks differently for different people. You know what I'm saying? But the more you discover or more you search for who you truly are, the more you find something that sparks the fire. And then once you find it, you got to keep sparking it, keep doing it. Like, for me, it was writing, bro. At first, growing up, I always thought, I couldn't make money off writing, right? But once I started doing it daily, I started, finding myself. I was like, okay, I love this. I do it good, so effortlessly. I should just do it every day. And then I learned how to monetize that, but it started for me saying yes, and not saying no to what I love. And it's just awesome. And like I said, bro, we're in Miami for a 10X Growth Con. So let's get into some stuff about a 10X. First, tell me what you think about Grant Cardone, and do you remember your first time?
So, one thing that Grant has always said that stuck out to me, and one of the reasons that I follow him so heavy, and he said it you got too many role models, right? Oh, wow. So he stopped, you be watching this person and they tell you this. You got all these great role models. Now, like he's saying, maybe all of them are right, but maybe all of them are wrong. But I promise you, if you got too many, you're going to find some conflicting ideas, and that can cause a clog in your business, in your life, whatever it is. So, first off, the reason I love Grant is because we have almost the same exact story. He comes from nothing. His dad died when he was 10. My dad died when I was 10. And he's a savage, dude. Like, he has nothing to be afraid. Like, he just has no fears, and that's, of course, everybody says I fear nothing, right? But to literally live relentlessly and to be 60 years old still hustling like that, bro, it's ridiculous, and it's inspiring. And to think that, okay, Grant went from, you saw it on the chart, 2016 or, whenever it was, I think it was 2008. He was way down here. And then just 10 years, bro, he's up to making all the money he is now. So just watching him, it lets me know, okay, dude, I've got a 20-year head start on him. Right. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's something that he tries to instill in people, is that, dude, if he could have been doing that when he was 20, like his whole life would be different. He would be 10 times where he is now. But he, it's just like, dude, I'm 60. This is Grant. He's like, I'm 60. You're 20. I'm doing it. Why the hell can't you? Right?
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, that's so real. I think we look up to people and we think, okay, they're 60, but they have all this money because they have the experience, they have this, they have that. But everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think Grant was saying he didn't start changing his life to maybe 25, 30. Something like that. Because he said at 25 he was still on drugs, right? Yeah. And so it's thinking, being under 25, like being 22 is like, okay, like you said, we have a head start, and it's just about when you actually get started and not thinking about the attention you have, right? Just thinking about the content you're putting out. And then one quote that I live by, I don't know how you're gonna feel about it, but it's if you struggle to make a difference, you'll never struggle to make a dollar. And so basically to me, that means it doesn't matter how many people are watching you, just make sure that your message is positive. Your message.
It's intention.
Yeah, right. It's intention. That's a word. I did a video on the law of intentionality. And it's about just being intentional. If you want to change, it's not gonna happen automatically. Yep. Right. And then back to the 10X Con, I'm gonna ask you, what's the biggest thing you took away from it, this year?
This year, for me, I'm blessed to be able to do what I do and just come in here 5 days a week. Right now, again, I'm only a year and a half in, bro. I still have so much to work on, so much to learn. So, it was actually John Maxwell, and Grant spoke about this moment where he was like, every day, and sometimes I tell myself, oh, dude, you work so fucking hard. You can take this Saturday off. You can do that, but I already know that if I want to, get to whatever level it is, then it has to be an everyday thing. And not that I have to be in the office banging the phones every day, but for me personally, I need to find 2 or 3 things that I can take, 10, 15, 20 minutes out of my day, small, to do every single day. Besides, because I can make a sales call. I can close a deal. I know how to do that. Right. But finding other things, something simple as reading a book, for 10 minutes a day. I read books. I've read, Sell or Be Sold, but creating a habit out of it, and things like writing and reading and speaking are things that if you do them every day can only take everything else and expand it.
Yeah, that's real. I love that point, because Grant, like you said, Grant and John Maxwell hit on that point. But for me, my favorite speech was, maybe I gotta say Steve Harvey's, just because I love his story. I love where he is and how he got to where he is. Right, and then one thing he said, your gift will make room for you and put you in front of great men. And that's in the Bible. My mom always tells me that, talking about your gift. And so for me, that really stuck out to me, and just, using my gift to get to the next step. Right. And so I just love that quote from Steve Harvey. Another guy, Ryan Dice, the digital marketer guy.
Yeah.
That was my first time hearing from him, hearing about him. I didn't know who he was.
He's got 7,000 followers on Instagram. He needs to call me.
Right, or reach out to his team. But yeah, it's so many great speakers, so many things that I learned, and I took about maybe 10 to 15 pages of notes. The most. I don't even take notes in class, bro, but I took notes here. And then what I'm gonna do for my listeners, bro, I'm putting it all into an ebook. Every note that I took, I'm putting it in an ebook, and I'm gonna give it to all of my listeners for free. And so that's all right, guys. If you guys are interested in that, hearing reading all the things that I learned from all these great speakers, great, wealthy people, it'll be available for you guys. And the last thing I want to talk about was, his name was the speaker, the Stages guy. Pete Vargas. Yeah, he was just talking about the presence of stages, online and offline stages, right? You got to have a powerful story. And you have to be able to create, collect, and convert, right? And so that was really powerful. And Brandon, bro, since this is your visionary podcast, what is your vision? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years? Okay, so 5 years. I mean, income-wise, dude. Income-wise, I can't. If I put a tangible, I want 5 mil. Okay, we'll put a number on it, and that's just a number that I have. 5 years, 5 mil. But bigger than that, dude, I want to have money in real estate, right? So at 5 years from now, I want my passive income from real estate to pay for my monthly expenses. So my rent, so my car bill, all of that, and the money that I'm getting from banging the phones every day, I just keep creating stacks them up, sell a product, pay, keep a piece, boom, put it in the stack till it gets big enough, ship it out. I don't want to give it to real estate, produce more income, right? Yeah. So 5 years, definitely having a stream of passive income enough to pay my monthly expenses. And of course, still got a long way to go, bro. Like I don't even have, I haven't made my first real estate investment yet, but I've been building my connections, and I know who I'm going to go with when I get there, which will be soon, right? Yeah. So 5 years, definitely that. Dude, relationship-wise, I have no idea. Like I'm not rushing that at all. Yeah. It'll come when it comes. Taking care, dude. I pay most of my mom's bills already, but like having all of that taken care of would be awesome. Yeah, go 5 years, dude, and then to take this whole building over, not just have this office. I want to do what Cody and Jeremy, they created me. They create, you know what I mean? Like they created me, so I want to create 5 more little Brandons because I want to duplicate myself.
Yeah. Talk about the importance of that, because that's something they talked about a lot in 10 Next Growth Con. They talked about duplicating, and even Grant said what he's trying to do is just duplicate people. Have them start out with taking the course, then investing, and then just being another Grant, right? So talk about why you think that's important.
So I love this because the biggest thing is I cannot stand the. Not even that I can't stand, but people have to lose the self-made shit, right? Like the people who are just so caught up in making it by themselves. Nobody becomes successful by themselves. Nobody with real money, real wealth is claiming to have done it by themselves. It's impossible because literally there is only so much time in the day, and you gotta sleep and you gotta eat and you gotta be a human, right? So like I can only bang the phone so many times per day. Right, I can only close so many deals. I can only talk to so many people per day. So by duplicating myself, I just want to take that process and literally create another me to do that, because that's how it becomes exponential, right? Yeah. So if I close you have your linear, which is I'm closing 1 extra deal every single day. But if we go exponential, then I have 10 extra people closing 1 extra deal every day. Then it starts to become exponential. You get the curve, right?
Right, for sure. Yeah, and then one thing John Maxwell said, he said the road to success is always uphill. Yeah, that was that was one thing that stuck with me. And so yeah, man, tell your listeners what does your daily life look like, man? Because you're out here in Miami. I know you say we're in the middle, the middle of Miami right now, Brickell Street. I don't know what it is, but yeah, you say you're 5 minutes away from here. What does your daily life look like at 22 years old, man?
Like one of the excuses I get from people who are saying, when I'm pitching, I'm trying to sell the product, my life is just not that exciting, right? I don't do this. Bro, I don't do anything. I wake up at 6 o'clock. I need to get my ass up earlier. I wake up at 6, let my dog outside, come to work. I'm here from 9 to 3, 4, 5, whenever. And then I go home and I take care of my dog. I eat dinner, then I'm going to sleep, and I'm going right back to it the next day. It's not... you don't have to live this extravagant lifestyle because it's not real. Nobody's life is that exciting. That shit is not real. But what you can do is use that and use this to capture the stuff that you do, like this weekend, and that's the content that you put out. That's because nobody's life is that exciting, bro. Nobody really, unless you're, whoever that travels the world every single day, congrats, but for us normal people, it's just not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's one thing we gotta just realize. We can't get caught up in that stuff we see on social media, because if we try to just make that our focus, we won't be happy. We won't be successful. So I think just being successful in life is figuring out what is the definition of success for you. And speaking of that, what is the definition of success? Your definition of success?
So my definition of success, dude, is one. So I'm a numbers guy, okay? So I love money. Yeah. So definitely, I think a successful person has built wealth. That's how one way that I would define success. The second is impact and influence it, influence. And I say that in a matter of, of course I want to impact, 1 billion people. That would be great. But impact is in if I can change, just 3, duplication, right? So if I can make 3 more people to have had the opportunity that I've had, I'm successful. right? Not in the huge grand scheme of, okay, I've defined success now. No, it's just like I've helped 3 people have a new opportunity, and I've helped 3 people change their lives. That's a success for me. That's a win for me, right? And so I don't think it's this one thing or these couple things that, you know, or make you successful. I think it's the wins that you get along the way. That's success. You know what I mean?
Yeah, already, man. And as we get to the end of this episode, I want to ask you if you can give advice to your, let's see, 18-year-old self, what would that be and why?
So for me specifically, what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't tell myself not to go to college, because if I would not have went to college, I would not be here. If you're in college and you have to be there, network your ass off. The most valuable thing that you're going to get while you're there is the people that you meet. That's it. The rest of the shit they're teaching you in the classroom, unless you're a doctor or a lawyer, you can throw it out the window because you ain't going to use it ever. But if I could give any advice to the 18-year-old me, dude, it's just, and I still have to, this is advice that I would give that I have to give my 22-year-old self today, is just be patient, man. Like, I have and you know, this is I would consider it a flaw. Like, I look at Cody and Jeremy, right? I'm with these dudes every single day. We're sitting we're the only 3 salesmen in the company. We're sitting, you know what I mean? We're sitting in the room together, and you got somebody like Cody who, this dude's making $500,000 at 24, 25. I'm like, oh shit, this dude. And so I have a really hard time I have a bad habit of saying, why am I not there, right? So I constantly remind myself, dude, Cody's been in the game for 4 or 5 years. Jeremy's been in the game for 4 or 5 years. Right. But just the type of person that I am, dude, like, I've always wanted to be the best at everything that I do. I dropped out of school with a 3.9 GPA, okay? Wow. You see what I'm saying? Like, no matter what it is that I was doing, it was just, okay, I have to be the best. I want to be the best. And so with money and with life, it's a little bit different, because if you just want all the time, you get caught up in a situation like that where you start comparing yourself and you get discouraged. And it still happens. It's natural. You know what I mean? But again, it's just reminding myself, dude, just be patient. Just be patient.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I always say, bro, awareness is the first step to change. So just being aware, just being aware of that, it helps you to change. And then the advice you gave, bro, networking and patience, I think those 2 things are probably the most critical things about college. You have to network and you have to be patient. Because, like I said before, it's so easy to get caught up in the stuff we see on social media. And right now, it's more powerful than it's ever been before, right? And so as college students, you just have to, stay in our lane and just really network, because they're... Perform, bro. Like, if you're there and you're paying the money, perform, get the good grades. Yeah. That degree is not going to get you a job, but if you're going to get it, you might as well do it, Like, don't half-ass it, because... same thing. It comes back to networking. If you're half-assing it in a class and you don't even know who your professor is or what he does, that professor might have a job opportunity for you that he gave to somebody else because you were pulling C's in college, which is it's hard to fail out of college. It's hard not to pass college, literally. Like, you have to try not to go to class. Right. That's facts. And like my mentor said on my second episode, he owns a $1 million company down in Atlanta. He said when he goes to find interns, he goes to the professors. He doesn't even go to the university. He goes straight to the professors and says, hey, who's outperforming your class? That's why I want to work for me.
People are watching, man. That's why social media is such a dangerous thing, dude. Like, there's 2 ways you can use social media as a college student. You can hide behind it, and they're going to find out whatever you're hiding. They always do. Yeah. Or 2, you can use it to showcase your skills, which is gold. 70% of all employers in the U.S., they hire a specific person just to figure out what you're doing on social media. Oh, wow. They pay them a salary just to watch the employees and then the potential employees. Okay, what are they doing on social media?
I want to know that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. No,
so clean it up, use it to showcase. You're like, of course, dude, you're in college. Show that you have fun. Just don't be an idiot. Right. Don't be a dummy. That's what Grant says. We're all idiots at some point. Just don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's true, and it's important. And we're actually doing a workshop sometime this semester about how to professionalize your social media, because it is important. It's okay to have fun, but someone's always watching. And before we end this, man, is there anything else you want to say?
Just, dude, I appreciate you having me. Appreciate you being down here. Yeah. And then. Like, if you've got any viewers who want to just have, bro, I love to just have conversations. Yeah. If they want to get on my service, great. If they want to just talk, great. You can drop my email or whatever you want to do, my number on there.
Say your Instagram.
Yeah, so my Instagram is PACK_Brandon. And then if you want to, you can shoot me an email at brandon@icomeup.com.
There it is, guys, and this is my first time announcing this, but we're working on putting together like a kind of a small conference down at KSU where I just have a lot of entrepreneurs. Most of the people that's been on this show, they just come and they just speak, give you all knowledge live, and hopefully we'll get Brandon there as well. There it is, man. There it is. So this is signing out from Miami, Brandon Pack. Make sure you guys check him out on Instagram. Great dude, genuine dude. That's it. Peace.